Hi everyone in Miss Calderon's class. My name is Miss Grace Schickler, and I was a kindergarten teacher a few years ago, and I have lots of children's books that I like to share with kids who like to hear stories. Would you like to hear a story? This is a book that is written by a woman who was born in a place called Cuba. And Miss Calderon told me that you are aware that it's Hispanic Heritage Month, a time when kids in schools pay a little bit of attention to people who came from different countries where they actually speak Spanish. My mom came from a place called Puerto Rico, and when I was little, she often spoke to us in Spanish or read us stories or sang us songs in Spanish sometimes. This is the Puerto Rican flag on my t-shirt. This book, like I said, was written by a lady who was born in Cuba. That's another Hispanic country. And she wrote this book both in English and in Spanish. So right on the cover, you can see it has two titles, an English title and a Spanish title. But I'm just going to read it in English today. This book is called Dalia's Wondrous Hair. Also in Spanish, El Cabello Maravilloso de Dalia. But like I said, I'm going to stick with the English today. So let's see what this story is about. As Dalia slept, cuddled up in her mom's cool silk sheets, her hair was unfolding and growing. And by the time the rooster crowed, let's see what happened when the rooster crowed in the morning, her hair had grown straight up to the sky. Look at this. Her hair was tall and thick as a Cuban palm tree. Dalia blinked her sleepy eyes. She looked up at her hair and she shouted, "Mama, look!" "Ha! That's quite a head of hair you've got," her mama said. "What are you going to do with it?" "Something big," said Dalia. And she waved goodbye to her mom as she walked off into the forest. "Wait here, Mama," she said. Here's her mom and her cat. Here's her house. And she's going into the forest. Dalia put beautiful things into her hair. Wild tamarind, violet leaves, keeping the special ones in the palm of her hand and burying them deep into her hair. Here's a parrot up here who's watching her in the forest. Dalia ran back home calling, "Mama, look! Guess what kind of tree I am?" Wow, she's got a lot of things stuck in there, huh? When Dalia ran past Senora Dominguez, bent over her broom, the old lady cried, "Your daughter is bringing the forest with her." See the lady here with her broom? And she's watching Dalia run, and all kinds of things are in her hair. Dalia's mama looked up from her garden and replied, "And what could be finer?" She really liked what Dalia had done with her hair. Dalia laughed, and she made her mom a crown with the fallen leaves. "Now guess what kind of tree I am, Mama." Let me see," her mama said. "A leaf-dropping hair tree? No, that's not it." Then Dalia had a thought. "Wait here, Mama," she said, and she ran off to the marsh. The marsh is the place where there are frogs and water and turtles, and it's like a different kind of place than the forest. It's a little more wet. Dalia patted the cool, squishy mud into her hair. There, that ought to keep things in place, she thought. See it right here in her hand and how she's putting it into her hair? Wow. Dalia ran back to her mama. On the way home this time, she met Senora Soledad working in the sugarcane field with her twin girls, Lena and Nolly. So here's Senora Soledad right here, and here's her twin daughters. And Senora Soledad is holding a machete, which is a really big kind of an axe or a knife that they use in the sugarcane fields to cut down the sugarcane. The sugarcane is a plant that grows, and it's how we actually all get our sugar. "Ay," gasped Senora Soledad when she saw Dahlia. "What a tall and filthy mess! Do you want me to take care of that?" she said, and she held up her machete. Look here how she's holding it up. She's trying to tell Dahlia maybe she should have it all cut off because it's all full of mud. But Dahlia's mama heard her say that, and she came right outside. "No, thank you, Senora Soledad," she said. "My daughter's hair is fine, just the way it..." And then Dahlia's mom could smell it because, you know, Dahlia got the mud from the marsh, so it was a little bit stinky. "You were saying," said Senora Soledad. "Ay, mira, look," cried Lena, one of the twin girls. "There's something moving in there." "Worms," yelled Nolly. "They're not worms," Dahlia laughed, and she skipped away. There's something crawling in her hair from the marsh, but it's not worms. I wonder what it could be in there. Dahlia wasn't afraid of it, right? That evening, Dahlia's mama said, "Are you a leaf-crusted mud tree?" "No, that's not it, Mama," Dahlia giggled. Her mama sighed and handed Dahlia a bottle of her special moonflower shampoo. "Maybe it's time," she said. "No, Mama, not yet," begged Dahlia. "Tomorrow you can guess what kind of tree I am." "All right, Dahlia, one more day," her mama said. She had to hold her nose when she went to kiss her daughter goodnight because all that mud and all that stuff in her hair was kind of smelly, and Dahlia's mom didn't like it too much. But that night, as Dahlia slept, something was happening. Something was stirring and unfolding in her hair. And by the time the rooster crowed, you know what time it is when the rooster crows, it's morning. And now I want you to look up close at Dahlia's hair. What's happening while she's in her bed? Do you see how suddenly it's all green? Let's see. Dahlia ran out the door and shouted, "Hurry! Mama, it's time!" Look at Dahlia's hair. Look at all the green that's growing all around it. As her mama stepped outside, so did the neighbors. "You scared my chickens," squawked Senora Dominguez with her broom. Remember, we saw Senora Dominguez earlier in the story. "You woke my twins," said Senora Soledad. But when Dahlia stood in the middle of the garden, the entire world got quiet. "Ready, Mama?" Dahlia whispered. And Mama smiled and nodded. I don't know what's going to happen. They're all ready for something. Ready? Let's see. Look at what's happening here. It says, clumps of dry mud and leaves fell to the ground as Dahlia carefully unwrapped the silk cocoon from around her tower of hair. When she finished peeling off the whole sheet, Dahlia's mama spotted the first butterfly as it wriggled its way out of Dahlia's hair and opened its wings. "Mira, look!" Mama gasped. So that's what was happening in her hair. The little things that were wriggling, they weren't worms, they were caterpillars. And they were turning into, look, butterflies. Wow. Just then another butterfly spread her wings, and another, and soon the sky was a dazzling quilt of butterfly wings. Lifting her head up, Senora Dominguez stood up taller than she had in years. This was the lady with the broom, who we saw in the picture like this. Now she was standing up to see the butterflies. And the twins ran around flapping their arms while their mom was just stunned by the wing pattern of the butterfly that was on her finger. See, everyone is so excited about these butterflies that were in Dahlia's hair. Dahlia's mom turned to her daughter and said, "You are my beautiful blossoming butterfly tree." "You guessed," Dahlia hugged her mom, and they both laughed. As the butterflies danced in the garden, the neighbors huddled together and made plans for a spring picnic in honor of Dahlia and her wondrous hair. Dahlia's mama picked a white butterfly lily for Dahlia. You see the flower that she's giving her right here? That's called a butterfly lily. Before putting the flower in her hair, Dahlia heard buzzing. As she watched a bee on the butterfly lily's nectar, Dahlia got another idea. See her right here with the bee on the flower? She said to her mom, ready? "Mama, do you like honey?" And that's the end of the story of Dahlia's wondrous hair. I hope you like the book, and I wonder if you know what Dahlia might be up to the next time her hair grows really big. She gave you a little clue when she said to her mama, "Do you like honey? Do you know where honey comes from and what kind of a little critter was on the flower in the last page that actually makes honey?" It's a bee. See it right there? See you next time, guys. I can't wait to be your mystery reader again. Goodbye, adios.